Yeah, hi all. Good morning. Please let me know once my voice is audible. Is my voice audible? Can anyone please confirm? And is the screen visible? Okay, so I think voice is audible and screen is visible. So welcome to the SQL training course. Let me know if anyone is facing issue in audio or if the screen is not visible properly. Okay, perfect. So thanks a lot for the response. So this is SQL weekday batch. Today is the demo class. And this is the timing like it is from 7 to 9 a.m. IST, Monday to Friday. Course duration will be approx 5 weeks. Okay. As far as my introduction is concerned, I am Mohammad Tanveer Khan. I have around 14 years of experience working in data analytics, data science. Okay. This course is purely interactive, and please feel free and ask questions if you have any. Below are the list of topics which we'll be covering during this course. So this will start from scratch. There is no prerequisite needed from scratch, and we will cover till the advanced SQL, whatever we have, like we start from scratch, like how to create table, how to insert data. Those are the very basic things. It means like no prerequisite is needed. You don't, even if you don't know ABC of SQL, that is fine. We'll start from scratch. Okay. So we'll cover this basic keywords. Let me show you here as well. So is the font visible clearly? Of the font is visible? Okay. Please respond, guys. I want the session to be interactive. Okay. Ask questions if you have any. So we'll start from scratch, how to create table, how to insert data, then these are the basic keywords related to SQL. Then what's the difference between zero, blank, null? Okay. So till here, this is all like the basic SQL keywords we will cover. Then we will discuss how to handle null records, very important questions. Um, uh, Generally, in any data related job profile interview, you will get questions from null, how to handle it. So we will discuss this in detail. And we'll also discuss the behavior of null with most of the SQL keywords, like how SQL engine behaves with null in case of join, and if you have aggregate function, if you have set operators, if you are dealing with the window functions, right? And then these are the basic mathematical operators as well. You can tell then how to handle duplicate records with the help of distinct, then aggregate function, count, sum, max, minimum, average. Okay. And then how to filter data when you have, sorry, I have a bad throat. How to filter data when you have aggregate, when you're using aggregate function, the different clauses, deleting data, the recursive city and the general city, the different set operators. Okay. The joins, window functions, constraints, subquery, independent query, and correlated query, and pivot, and all those things. And then you have the set of conceptual questions. So this will also be discussed during this course. And after each and every class, we will share a recording as well. It takes approx 30 minutes for us to share the recording, and we'll share assignment as well after each and every class. Session is fully interactive. We will not ask you to wait till the end of the class and then you can ask question. No, you have full freedom. You can interrupt in between and you can ask question. And we strongly recommend our participants, our learners, to make the session interactive and to ask the questions. Okay. Now, do you have any question before I proceed further? Anyone, feel free and ask if you have any question. Okay. So, below job profiles, for the below job profiles, which I'm going to write it down now, SQL is like bread and butter. If you want, you can check like in most of the job profiles, They're asking SQL as a mandatory skills, especially for data analyst, then for data engineer, then you have ETL or SQL developer. If you're planning for any of the below job profiles, SQL is a very important and mandatory skill for you. Then you have ETL tester, data analyst, and then you have PL SQL developer. These are the few job profiles which I have written. These all are related to data. Okay, for this job profile, SQL is a bread and butter. Data science, and then you have business intelligence. Business intelligence means your reporting tools such as Power BI or Tableau. For these job profiles, if you are preparing, so SQL is a mandatory skill for you. Okay. Now, I have already told you like about the course curriculum. Like it's a weekday batch, Monday to Friday, morning 7 to 9 a.m. IST. And in between, we take 10 to 15 minutes break. Session is purely interactive. We share recording after each and every class. We share assignments. Okay, so may I ask you your expectations from this course? Why you are attending demo class, or what are the expectations you have? Anyone?
Uh,
Yeah, Akshat.
Tariq sir, how are you, first of all?
I'm doing good, Akshat. Thanks a lot. So, Akshat, I think you were in the previous batch. I'm not sure exactly. Hello, can you hear me, Akshat? If you're speaking,
Just
we
wanted to
cannot hear you.
confirm.
Sorry, your voice was breaking in between. Not able to hear you. Can you repeat, Akshat?
Okay, sir, I was wanted to know that this is the starting course of the data analyst one, right?
Yes. So, data analyst, let
Mm-hmm.
me show you. So, data analytics course has the below four modules. See, in
Mm-hmm.
data analytics, we cover SQL, Power
Mm-hmm.
BI, Python, and advanced Excel. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So first of all, we cover SQL because again, the same thing, SQL is mandatory skill set. And if you know SQL, it will help you in
Mm-hmm.
Power BI and a little bit
Mm-hmm.
in Python as well. Okay. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why we are planning for data analyst course. So this is your first module. Okay.
Yeah.
And I know like many folks, they only want to learn SQL. So for them as well, we have the
Mm-hmm.
same syllabus.
Okay, sir.
Hope I answered the question.
And yes, sir, just one more thing.
Hmm.
Sir, if someone is interested for the ETL part also,
Hmm.
uh, there would be courses for that, like there would be batches for that
We
following
have
this.
a separate batch for ETL. Okay.
And
Although because of hectic timelines, I'm not
uh-huh.
able to schedule any ETL batch for the last 3, 4 months. Okay. So
Uh-huh.
then that's why we are starting an ETL workshop,
Mhm,
3 hours
mhm,
workshop this
mhm.
Sunday, 6 to 9 p.m. IST. Okay, 3 hours. And in that
Okay.
workshop, these are the topics which we will cover.
Mhm, mhm,
Okay,
mhm,
because these are the commonly asked questions during NTL. Okay, so maybe we will publish this in our LinkedIn page today.
mhm.
So you can join it, but we have very limited seats there, and most
Limited.
probably all the seats will be blocked today. So you can connect with me after this session, Akshat. I
Sure,
will
sir.
explain you that.
Exactly.
Okay,
Sure,
no
sure,
problem.
sure. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks.
Okay.
Any other
And
question?
one more thing. Now I could see that it was been uh, multiple subjects has been added. So SQL is like again, is it minimized with few concepts or it's exclusive SQL one again?
Sorry, which one you're telling? Can you please repeat? Your voice was not clear. Can you please repeat?
No, actually, just I could see one slide in regard to the data analytics. So there,
Just a
SQL, Power BI,
uh,
and
hmm,
these things are there, right? So,
hmm,
so earlier I used to see in the WhatsApp saying that there is a SQL session exclusively with
uh,
real-time examples and with
hmm,
it's not about only theoretical; it's about practical knowledge and real-time
hmm,
examples and
hmm,
interview questions as well.
hmm, hmm.
So now, this SQL part, is it minimized with a few
No,
concepts or
no, no.
okay?
It's exactly same. Okay. If anyone has attended my previous batch, this is the 21st batch. It's exactly same. And one thing I want to highlight here, and thanks for bringing this. So all these courses, whatever we cover, this all are means purely hands-on, purely practical. Okay, it's not like theory. We don't have PPT for any of these courses. We don't run through the PPT. Let me show you for the previous batch for S20 and other batches. See, this is for the S20 batch, which we have just completed yesterday. See, everything, each and everything, day wise day, you will get like what all we have covered. It means it started on 7th March, and this is the basics. In 8th March, what all we have covered. Means we will explain you if you are executing a query, then how the engine is executing again. Okay. So everything is practical and hands-on. Okay, each and everything we will cover from the engine perspective. It's not theoretical, purely practical. Okay, each and every query we will execute it and we will show that to you that how it is getting executed. Okay, purely practical, purely hands-on. And during this course, we'll be sharing with you almost 250 assignment questions will be shared with you. And if you're getting stuck in any question, you have full freedom to ask during the class. Okay. See, this batch, the previous batch has started on 7th March, I think. 7th March, right? But this batch was very interactive. People, they used to ask question, and this has completed yesterday only. So almost more than 1 month we have taken. That's why we used to communicate that the course duration may be between 4 to 5 weeks. Okay. So it's purely hands-on, no theory. Okay, means if I will start with the topic, I will tell you the theoretical part of it. Then quickly we will jump into the practical implementations of it. And this is the Oracle platform. I will tell you each and everything, how to log in and all those things. So we will show you after executing the queries. So after each and every class, we share 4 documents. Okay, the first one is this Excel workbook on a daily basis. Like 17th, whatever I taught, will explain you on this Excel, and this will be shared with you. This is the one thing. Then we will share you the code, whatever we'll practice now. All those codes will be shared with you. Okay, let me show you that as well. Just a minute. Okay. Just a minute. Let me know once my screen is visible. Can you see my this WhatsApp page? Is this visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So you could see here, this is for this 20 batch. Like suppose if I have covered like 16th April, what I have covered. So these are the code which we have written. In this, they have asked some assignment questions. So we have discussed this question in solution 1, solution 2 for this, right? And then what all things we have covered, we share this. Apart from this, we used to copy this in an MS Word and we share that as well. Then you will write what all topics we have covered on 16th April. And then what all topics we have covered before that. On 15th April, we have covered this in the code, and then this Excel workbook we will share. Okay. Apart from this, everything will be covered. We have a Graphy platform where we take the classes. Today it's a demo session, that's why we are taking on Zoom. But down the line, once we have the final list of participants, we used to take the classes on Graphy. So let me show you here. So this is for the S20 batch. I'm showing you. We go to this course builder. We will guide you about all these things. Okay, how to log in and how to use it. Okay. So you could see 7th March, it was a demo. 8th March, we have covered create, insert data type. I'm not sure the font is visible clearly. Then this is the recording. Okay. Then this is the classroom notes here, right? And then assignment we have shared. And then this Excel workbook will be. So these 4 documents will be shared for each and every day after the class. Okay. Any question? Hope I answered your question.
Thanks.
Okay, no
Thanks.
problem. Any other question before I proceed further, guys?
Just one thing, I wanted to know, uh, like the documents what are shared in this platform,
Mhm.
will we have limited access or will have
No,
lifetime?
lifetime access. We have lifetime access. The technical, there can be technical glitch sometime, right? So even if sometime it is not in our control. So in that case, what we do, we will give you access of some other documents. Okay, that is a very exceptional scenario, I'm telling. Maybe 0.1% probability is there, right? But you all know that we don't know what can happen from the technical perspective, right? But We give lifetime access to the recordings of the assignments and all those things. Okay.
Okay.
Any other question? Okay. I was asking expectation. What are your expectations from this course? Anyone? Why you want to join this course? You must be
So,
having some pain point. Yeah.
to be honest,
Hmm.
if I go to YouTube, there are few videos. If I go to Udemy, there are few videos, but I want a better than those, and
Okay.
who helps me whenever I get a doubt. The one thing which you said is like between the class you can interrupt and you can ask the question then and there so that
Hmm.
we can understand, and that will be I mean that will register in our mind when we ask question at that time
Hmm.
uh, when it strikes. So that is very good, and at the
Hmm.
same time the way you have shown that is very good actually. I mean the day wise what we have covered and what are the assignments and so on
Hmm.
that we need actually. So if
Hmm.
we get weekly wise or at the end of the course, there are like assignments and so on. But now we are getting daily assignments or twice a day. That is also really good. So
Hmm.
these are the things actually. These are I mean I'm comparing with the things which has been running in YouTube or Udemy. But
Hmm.
these are my expectations. And one more
Okay.
thing is practical thing.
Mhm.
I'm very much interested to get into practical.
Okay. Sure. Great. Thanks a lot. So yes, and whatever I am telling you, okay, means you will experience it. Okay. So yeah, so that's all. And one more thing, like sorry, I missed to show you. Let me show you that. Apart from this, one more thing I want to show you. We have an alumni group. Okay, because we know this is our alumni group. So because we know that now once the course is over, and many times you guys are super busy, you don't have time to work on the assignment. So we know that even the if the course is over, you're working on the questions, assignments, so you're working in your project and you're getting stuck somewhere. So you need some guidance, right? So that's why we have created this alumni group. In this, we have participants from all the previous batches. Okay. I think more than 735 members are there as of now. So those who are interested, they join this group. And here we discuss only about the SQL related stuff. No other questions. Only you could see like SQL related stuff is there. And you could see this SQL TNA support and all those things. So these are our experts which we have hired and we are paying them on a monthly basis. Okay, when I'm there. So we have a group of experts. So whenever anyone has any question, like see like here, someone has posted the question that they're getting stuck here. So we will pitch in and we will guide him. So it's not like that if the course is over, the interaction is over. You have lifetime support as well we will provide you. Okay. Apart from this, we have an ad hoc group. Ad hoc group means sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens that you have asked a question, okay, and someone has asked a question in the alumni group, and I found that oh, this is a good question. My other participants should also know that. So in those scenarios, I will share an ad hoc session. Ad hoc session, there is no timing for it. It can be scheduled anytime. I know that this is a limitation, okay, but because even we are badly occupied, okay. So we schedule ad hoc session, and in those sessions we share any new question which we have discovered or any other concept, okay. And then it is getting recorded and publicly it is available on YouTube. So even if you want, you can go and you can check those sessions on our YouTube. So it's like we try our level best to give you full support. It's not like if the session is there, course is there, we have the interaction, we have the relationship. No, even if the course is over, we are there to help you out. And apart from this, we will help you in your interview preparation, in your resume building. If you're interested, you can approach us. We will schedule a mock interview for you. Okay. So this all things we try our level best to help you. And that is the reason in each and every batch, more than 60, 70 participants are, are those who are referred by someone. Okay. Any other questions?
We need any previous learn SQL from what you will be teaching?
Akib, sorry, your voice is breaking. Akib, can you please repeat?
Do I need any previous knowledge?
No, no prerequisite is needed for my course. I will start from scratch. I assume that no one knows SQL, no one knows anything about data here. Everything will be scratch from scratch. you just means the only prerequisite is you should have a laptop. Even if you have an official laptop, that is also fine. Okay, you might be thinking that Tanvir, I have an official laptop, so how I will download or how I will install the Oracle application, how I will practice, will guide you each and everything. Don't worry about it. So only official, any laptop is required. Even if you have 4 GB RAM, that is sufficient. And apart from that, I need a strong dedication from you. Means you have to attend the classes religiously if you're really interested. Okay, because like SQL, guys, it's a bread and butter these days in IT industry. You scan the LinkedIn, you scan on Nokia.com, everywhere you will see SQL as a must-to-have prerequisite. So if you're really interested to enter the IT industry, or even if you're working in project, or if you're in some other non-technical background, if you're working in some other non-technical profile, if you want to enter into any of this job profile, SQL is a must-to-have a skill set. Now, our entire program, that's why my course is of approx 50 hours. Okay, because we cover each and everything from engine perspective. It's not like I will execute a query and I will tell you this is the output. No, we will drill it down that how this query is getting executed. Like suppose yesterday I was covering recursive CT. I executed this query, this is the output. Then I'm explaining here that how this query is getting executed, from where we are getting data and how it is getting populated. And not only here, for each and every thing, if it's minus operator or whatever, like we are covering, we'll cover each and everything in detail so that you should understand. And this helps in writing complex SQL queries. Okay, so there will be no rectification. Everything will be from the concept wise. Okay. Any other question? Any can you share your expectations? Anyone else? Or should I start the class now? Or any other question from the timing perspective? Feel free and ask question. I will tell you one thing, please don't take it in a negative way. I'm in this IT industry for the last 14 years, and I've been a part of recruitment team as well for multiple companies such as Infosys, Fidelity, and many other companies. Okay, this is the biggest challenge we face: the communication. Okay, I'm not telling about you guys. I think this is a global problem now. Participants and even the software engineers, they hesitate in asking questions. Okay, they don't speak up. Okay, so please speak up, raise your concern. Even if you're working in project, if you think it's not good, you should raise a concern. Okay, if you think this solution is not good, you have a better solution. Communicate that to your client or to the stakeholders or to your project manager or to your lead. Okay, it's very important to speak up. Okay, and never think that my question is silly, what others will think. Don't worry about it. Let other things whatever they can. If they have this much time to think about you, let them think. Okay, whatever question you have, you bombard it. I will never care about it. Okay. So any other question from course perspective, syllabus perspective, curriculum perspective, anyone?
So most of the concepts are from which database? Just wanted to know. It's like
Good
Postgre
question.
or Snowflake or.
Good question, sir. Really good question you have asked. Now, I know many of you. Okay, can you raise your hand, guys? Those who are very new to this IT world, or those who don't know anything about IT industry. Can you raise your hand, please? One. Okay. Okay. Two. Okay. Okay. Perfect. 3 participants. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Now, see. Actually, we have different databases. Like we have Oracle SQL Developer. My screen is visible, no? Everyone?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine, good. We have Oracle SQL Developer, we have MS SQL Server, then we have Postgres. I know many of you might not know all these terms, so don't worry about it. Then we have Netezza, we have Teradata, have Snowflake, we have MySQL. So these are the common databases we have. Okay. And you might be thinking that, okay, what is the difference between them? It's exactly same as, like, suppose if you know how to ride a car. Okay, same example I quote in each and every batch, because same question is asked in each and every batch. Suppose you know how to ride a car. Okay, you learned it that to ride a car you should know the combination of accelerator, brake, and clutch, right? So now I have a question for you. If you know how to ride a car, Can you ride a car which is manufactured by Maruti or Tata or Hyundai or BMW? Or is there any restriction that, okay, no, I have learned how to ride a car using some Maruti car, so I cannot ride an Audi car? Is there any such type of restriction?
No.
No, of course, no.
No.
If you know how to ride a car, you can ride any car. If you know that accelerator, brake, and clutch combination, you can ride any car, right? Just Tata, Maruti, Hyundai, Honda, BMW, Mercedes, or whatever it may be, they are the different brands, right? I totally agree. Their dashboard can be different, right? But the way how you have to ride a car is exactly same in all these car companies, right? How they manufacture the car, correct? Similarly, these are the different vendors. Okay, like how in the car you have different companies. In the world of database, these are the different vendors. Oracle is one vendor, Microsoft is another vendor, Postgres is an open source, the Snowflake is cloud-based. These are the different vendors. If you know how to write a SQL query, you can write this query on any of this platform. Don't think that, oh, Tanveer is teaching on Oracle, so I cannot write SQL on Microsoft or Postgres or Netezza. No, you can write it. SQL is consistent and its syntax is exactly same on all these databases. Hardly 0.5% difference will be there. Like how I told you, like in the different cars, the dashboard can be different, right? Hardly 0.5% different will be there. So those differences we will cover. Don't worry about it. Nowadays in the IT industry, the recruiters, the interviewers, they're least bothered about the syntax. They want that how is smart you are in building logics. Okay. And nowadays in SQL directly, if you're appearing for interview, no, they will give you a business problem. Let's see, this is the business problem, write a query for it. And they will check the logic. It's not like they will ask you, write this query on Oracle platform, on Microsoft platform. No, never they will ask this. Okay. During this course, we will practice on Oracle and Microsoft SQL Server, but you have full freedom. You can practice on any of this platform. If you think, Tanvir, in my company, we are working on Postgres, go ahead. Whatever I am covering in the class, you can execute that on Postgres as well. It will work there. One simple example I will tell you. There is a minus keyword, okay, in Oracle. The same minus keyword is known as except in Microsoft SQL Server and Postgres. That's the only difference, the naming convention. And it's again for very limited keywords. But most of the thing, whatever I have shown you here in this syllabus is exactly same. Create, insert, upper, lower, in, not in case, all these things are same and it works. Like we have service string in Oracle. It's known as char index in SQL Server. So that we will tell you. So you don't have to worry about it. During this course, your main focus should be on understanding that how the SQL query is getting executed, how the engine executes your query, what are the different order of executions and all these things. Okay. I will tell you that how to install this on all the system. Hope I have answered your question. Okay. Any other question? Any other question, anyone from course perspective, syllabus, or any other doubt you have? Okay, perfect. I think there's no other questions. So now let me start. Okay. So I've created this workbook for your batch S21. Today is 18th April. This is the demo class. Okay. Now, before that, SQL stands for a structured query language. You might be thinking, why structured query language? I will not go in that much in depth now. I will just tell you what is known as structured query language. Actually, there are three types of data. Okay, one is like a structured data, another one is unstructured data, and then you have semi-structured data. Okay, so like your video file, your images. Okay, so these are your link, your email. These are considered under the bucket of unstructured and semi-structured data. But your text file, okay, something like which is in text, okay, that is considered as under the bucket of structured data. But again, that also have some exception. We will not discuss that here as now. So the texts are considered as structured data. So your SQL can be used only on the structured data. Okay, that is why it is known as a structured query language. Now you might be thinking that, okay, Tanvir, what about those videos and images? So to process and to store those video files and the images files or the link or the HTML link, we use NoSQL. That is not only SQL. That is a different word. Okay. So in this course, we'll be discussing about SQL. It is also known as SQL. Few people pronounce it as SQL. Okay, they both are one and the same. Okay. Now, before I proceed further, can anyone tell me why SQL is very important, or this has become a mandatory skill set? This is in IT industry. Why? Anyone?
So like we live in a digital age, and it's like there's a constant flow of data that's been coming into the companies in order to process them. So like the demand of data is high, but in order to really like extract useful insights from them, you need like a programming language in order to do so, or to store it in a proper way.
Okay, good. Correct answer. So nowadays, we are living in an era where data is getting generated like anything, right? You know about your social media platform, your e-commerce platforms, right? Take the example of YouTube, Facebook, Insta, Twitter. Can you imagine the volume of data it is generating on a daily basis, all right? Huge volume of data it is generating on a daily basis, right? Or take the example of any e-commerce platform. Let's say Flipkart, Amazon, or any other e-commerce platform. Millions of transactions are happening on a daily basis. I think you all will agree with me, right? Now, those company stakeholders, the owner, the CEO, in order to understand that how the company is performing, right? Let's say example of Amazon. If they want to understand that how the company is performing, they have to understand the business transaction, right? So for that, they have to store their business or the transactional data on a daily basis, right? Suppose the Amazon stakeholders or the CEO wants to understand that, okay, what was the total transaction happened yesterday? Okay, what was the total transaction happened in the month of March? How much it has increased from February, whether it has increased or decreased, by what percentage it has increased or decreased, in which department the transaction was maximum, in which location it was maximum, what was the average transaction, in what all departments we have revenue or profit more than greater than the average one, right? Which department is the least performing, right? Lot of metrics are there on which they want to understand, and this metrics will help the business stakeholders or the owner or the CEO or the CTO to understand how the company is performing, how the business is running, right? So net to get all these metrics, they have to understand, they have to process, they have to store the business transactional data. After storing, they have to extract the meaningful information. Chalo, you have stored the data, but suppose if the client is telling that, tell me by how much percentage the total profit has increased in the quarter two of 2023 as compared to quarter one. So for that, you have to extract the data from the database. No. So that is why this processing of data, the storage of data, extraction of data can be done very easily and efficiently with the help of SQL. That is why on net in a very layman term, I can tell you, SQL is a language through which you can play with the data. Play with the data means you can store the data, you can process the data, you can extract meaningful information from the data. And that is why nowadays it's considered as data is the new oil. All right. And I think you all know the importance of data, right? So that's the reason SQL has gained a lot of momentum, especially in the last 7 to 8 years, although it's in IT industry for the last 40 to 45 years, SQL language, okay? And that is why means if anyone wants to switch into the IT industry, even if you're working in project, you must be having a very strong hold on SQL. And I have mentioned here this job profiles for which SQL is a must to have a skill set for all these job profiles. Okay, the interview will never compromise on SQL. Okay, like suppose Python. Even if you know basics of Python, it is sufficient for for most of these job profiles. Not for data engineer. Data engineer needs a strong expertise on Python. But most of the job profile, even if you know basics of Python, that is fine. Okay, like pandas or NumPy, that is sufficient. But SQL, more than 50% questions in interview are asked from SQL, and they are expecting that you must be having a strong expertise on it. Okay, so that's the reason we are learning SQL. Now SQL is required. Now I will take a very simple example. Let's take suppose employee table. Okay, very common example. So suppose we have an employee table. Before that, what is the meaning of table? Why we need table? Anyone? What's a table? Why we need a table? Any idea?
For data design or data management.
Okay. So table is similar to house. If you want to stay, you need a house. Similarly, if you want to store data, you need a table. Clear? So table is an object where you can store data. So in order to store data, first of all, you have to create a table. Similarly, like if you want to stay, you need a house now. So similarly, if you want to save or store data, we need a table. So in a very layman term, table is something where you can save or store data. Now, suppose we have an employee table, and these are known as columns: employee ID, employee name, department, salary, location. These are known as columns, or these are also known as attributes. These are also known as fields. Suppose I have employee ID 1, whose name is John, and he is working in tech department. Suppose his salary is 300 and he is from Delhi. So this is known as one record. Okay, so in this employee table, you have these columns. Employee ID is one column, employee name is another column, department, salary, and location. And this employee is the table name. So in this table, I have 5 columns, and this is known as one record. So there's an employee John whose ID is 1, is working in tech department, salary is 300, and location is Delhi. This is known as one record. Is this clear? Any questions so far, anyone?
No.
Clear? Okay, good. I know many of you might be knowing all those basic things, but because I have to start from scratch, so that's why I thought that, okay, let's start everything from the scratch on the ground level. Okay, now tell me, in this employee table, how many columns I have?
5 columns.
5 columns, right?
5 columns.
These are known as columns, or also known as attributes and fields. Okay, let me write here. This are known as columns or fields or attributes. Okay, hope this is clear. Okay, now in this employee table, I have 5 columns. Is there any restriction on the number of columns in a table? No, there is no restriction. Okay, there is no restriction on the number of columns in a table. You can create a table with 1 column, or you can create a table with 5 columns. You can create a table with 100 columns. It's allowed. It's totally depend on the business requirement. You can create a table with any number of columns. Like here, I've created this employee table with 5 columns. So similarly, you can create a table with any number of columns, right? Okay. Similarly, I can add one more record. Suppose ID2, whose name is Tom, is working in sales department. He is earning 400, and let's say he is from Chennai. Okay. So now I have inserted 2 records. This is the first record and this is the second record. Hope this is clear to everyone so far. Okay. Now the question is, whatever I have done so far, we are doing this on an Excel sheet, right? But the same thing now we have to replicate in the database. Now try to understand it. We have this Oracle SQL Developer database. How to install this? We have a video. We will share that in your group, and based on that, you can install it. But while installing Oracle SQL Developer, you have to be very careful. Why I'm telling you have to be very careful. Even if you will miss a single step, the installation will fail. Now you might be thinking that Tanvir, if the installation will fail, I will again install it. I will reinstall it. No, it will not work. In many of the cases, what happens if you reinstall it, it will never work. Or if you will think, okay, I will uninstall everything and I will install again. Even then it will not work, because in the previous batches we have faced this. For many of the students, it didn't work. And ultimately, many times what you have to do, you have to reinstall the operating system, and then you have to do the installation. It has happened with many of my students in the previous batch. So that's why I'm alarming you, be careful while doing the installation of this. Okay, we will share the link with you. Go through the link once, then start doing the installation. Okay. Now, you might be thinking that Tanvir, I have official laptop, and in that laptop, the company will not allow us to install the Oracle. In that case, what you can do, you have open source platform as well. Just go into the Google and you type here Oracle Live SQL. Yes, you have to type this Oracle Live SQL. For this, no installation is needed. Okay, now you could see this first link, you click on it. I will recommend you guys to use this one because this is very simple and straightforward. Click on the start coding. Okay, now you could see this page is there. Then you have to click on the create account. Once you will click on the create account, it will ask some simple questions like your name, your company name, your designation, your email ID, and all those things. Okay, you can provide those information. If you don't want to give your company name or your designation, you can write NA there. Okay, that is accepted. But you have to give your valid Gmail ID. On that Gmail ID, they will send a confirmation link. You have to approve it, and then they will set an account for you, and then you have to set the password and all those things. So this is the account for me. Okay, I will set a password here. Click on the sign in. That's all. It's going through. So now see, you have this page. Now here you can start coding whatever you want. Okay, this is the simple one. I will recommend you all to use this one. This is a simple one. Even if you have official laptop, you can use it, because here you're not downloading anything. You're not installing anything. It's purely browser based. Hope this is clear. Any question? Any questions so far, anyone? Okay. Now, if you are thinking that Tanvir, can we try on an MS SQL Server? So you have that as well. Okay, so we practice on SQL Server as well. Okay, so it's purely your wish. You can practice on any platform, but during the course, we practice on Oracle and SQL Server. But again, I'm repeating, you can practice on any database, because whatever I'll be covering in SQL, that is consistent across the database. Okay, now the question is that, okay, we have this table, we have this column, and we have inserted this data, but all these things we have done on an Excel sheet. Now, how to do this in the database? Okay. how to do this. I will strongly recommend to directly ask question. If you will post it on the message box, no, I get distracted. I'm sorry for that. Directly unmute yourself and ask question. Okay. So now I will show you how to create this table in the database. So first of all, and this is like once you will install, you will get this platform. So this is this 21 batch. Whenever you want to create a table, you have to write create and table. When you will write create table, the SQL engine will understand that, oh, user wants to create a table. And then you have to write the name of the table. So here I want to create a table with the name employee. So I have written create table employee. Now this name which I have given, it's purely your wish. You can create a table with any name. I have given the name employee here. If you don't want to give employee, if you want to give customer name, you can create a table with the name customer. If you want to create a table with the name order, you can create a table with the name order. These all are allowed. There is no restriction on it. Okay. So I will write here create table employee. The moment I will write create table employee, the SQL engine will understand that, oh, user wants to create a table with the name employee. Is this clear so far? Any question? No? Okay. Now, in SQL, you have two types of keywords. One is reserved keywords, and the other is user-defined keywords. Reserved keywords are those keywords which have a special meaning. Okay, like create table. Create is a reserved keyword here. Table is another reserved keyword here. These are known as reserved keywords. Now you might be thinking that, Tanvir, why this is known as reserved keyword? The reason is the moment you will write create, the SQL engine will understand that, oh, I have to create something. It will understand it automatically because it has been coded in that way. Okay. The moment you will write table, the SQL engine will understand that, oh, I have to create a table. So that is why these are known as reserved keywords, because the SQL engine knows what to do. Okay. Employee is a user-defined keyword. Can anyone tell me why I'm telling employee is a user-defined keyword? Any idea?
Like we can name it according to our wish or the
Good.
requirement.
Good. This employee name we have given, we are the user, we have given this name. So that is why this is user defined. So generally in the entire SQL, you will see you'll be having some keywords which can be categorized under reserved keywords, and some keywords will be categorized under user defined keywords. Reserved keywords, they have a special meaning. The engine, the SQL engine will understand that what is the meaning of it, and they will start acting accordingly. Okay. Now, so far I have written create table employee, and from this the SQL engine will understand that, okay, I have to create a table with the name employee. Okay. Now, what next? After that, within bracket, you have to mention the column names. Like in this employee table, I have this employee ID, employee name, department, salary, and location column. No? So you have to mention it here that I want these columns in this employee table. So SQL engine will understand that, oh, in this particular table employee, user wants all these columns. And this is exactly same, like suppose you want to construct a house. So you will tell to that engineer or designer, no, that I want to construct a house in suppose 1500 square feet. I want 3 bedrooms. I want one balcony. I want one lobby. I want some dining space and all those things, right? So similarly, you are telling this to the SQL engine that, hey, SQL, I want you to create a table for me with the name employee. And within this employee table, I want these columns. Okay. Now, these columns has to be separated by comma. Employee ID, comma, employee name, comma, department, comma, salary, comma, location. I hope it is clear so far to everyone. Do you have any question, anyone?
No.
No questions. Feel free and ask question if you have any. Okay. So these are the columns. Now, tell me one thing. Suppose you are organizing a party. Okay. So when you organize a party, so you will make some food arrangement and drinks arrangement as well, right? So in those scenarios, you have to understand the taste of your guests, right? Means how many of them uh, would prefer veg, how many of them will prefer non-veg, right? You have to understand the test, and accordingly you have to make arrangement, correct? Similarly, in these columns, now you have to understand that in which column you are going to store numbers or integers, and in which column you want to store alphabets. I'm not going into that technical term of a string, the chars, the numbers, integers, and all those things, because I know many of you are from the non-technical background. If I will just start bombarding you with those heavy technical terms, maybe you will get confused. Those who know all those terms, that's fine. Down the line we will use it. But let me start with the layman terms. So now in this table, in the employee ID column, we are storing numbers now. And in the salary column, we are storing numbers, right? So in the columns where you have to store numbers or integer, you have to write int. Here as well, you have to write int. Int stands for integer. Okay. Int stands for integer. Now you might be thinking that why Tanveer we have to write int? It is because you are informing to the SQL engine that in these columns, I will store numbers or integers only. It's exactly the same when you're organizing a party. You have to understand the test of your guest, right? Similar thing I'm doing. I'm informing to the SQL engine that in this employee table, in this employee ID column, I will store integers or the numbers. So whenever in a column, you have to store numbers or integers, you have to write int. Okay, you can write int or number, they both are same. Instead of int, you can write number as well. It's sorry sorry, it's purely your wish. Okay, in few database they accept int, few database they accept number, few database accept int as well as number. Is this clear so far? Any question? And this is known as data type. So whenever you are creating a table, you have to mention the data type of each and every column, that what type of data you want to store. Any questions so far? Anyone? Any question? Yes or no? Is it clear? Please confirm me if it is clear.
For employee ID and for salary, you mentioned as integer, and is it not necessary to mention for employee name,
I
department,
will come to
salary?
that. I will come to
Okay.
that. Good question. I will come to that. Is this clear so far? Okay. Now, for employee ID and salary, we have mentioned the data type as int because they are storing numbers. Now, what about employee name, department, and location? Now, if you will check here in this Excel sheet, so in this employee name, department, and location, we are storing something like alphabets, right? ABCD, something like this. So whenever in a column you are storing alphabets, you have to write there varchar 50. Okay, varchar 50, varchar 50, and varchar 50. Varchar stands for variable character. We will discuss this in variable character. We will discuss this in detail when I will cover about data type. Okay. Varchar means variable character. So whenever in a column you have to store alphabets, you have to write varchar. You might be thinking why I have written 50 here. You can write 50, 60, 100, any number. But on a safer side, I prefer writing 50. Why we are writing 50? I will just answer it in a few minutes. Okay. So net summary is whenever you want to store numbers or integers, you have to write int as a data type in front of that column. Sorry. Whenever you want to store text or alphabets, you have to write varchar. Can be varchar 50 or any other thing. Any questions so far? Is this clear to everyone? Okay. Now then you have to give semicolon at the end. Select this and click on this green color button. Hope you could see. This is a run button. Click on it. Okay. It is throwing error message that name is already used by an existing object. The reason is in my database already there is a table with the name employee. So if already you have a table with the name employee, and if you're trying to create a new table with the same name, it is not allowed. Okay. So already in this HR database, we have a table with the name employee, and that is why SQL is telling this name is already used. You cannot create this table. Now what to do? Now we have to delete the previously created table. So for that, I will write drop table employee. Whenever you want to delete the previously created table, you have to write drop table employee. We will discuss about this drop in our future sessions in detail, like what's the difference between delete, drop, and truncate. Okay, so for the timing, just understand, whenever you want to delete any table, you have to write drop table employee. But I'm repeating it. Drop is not same as delete, guys. There's a huge difference between drop and delete. Because it's just we are starting the session, I cannot start teaching you what is delete, drop, and truncate. Okay, so just for the time being, assume whenever you want to delete a table along with its structure, you have to write drop table and the table name. Okay, so this table, now let me execute this. Now see the table employee has been dropped. So previously the table employee which was created, that has been dropped. Now you can execute this again. Now check this. Now you could see message table employee created. So this table has been created. Is this clear? Okay.
Yes.
Now, if you want to check that, okay, Tanvir, you have created this employee table, but I want to check it. I want to verify it. Okay. So whenever you want to verify or you want to check the structure of a table, you have to write DESC and then the table name. Okay. And shortcut for the run is either you can run from this green clear button or you can press Control Enter. Control Enter is for run. Now see, I could see this table employee. The employee ID is a column. Employee name is a column. Department is a column. Salary and location and their data type. Here you might be thinking, Tanvir, you have written INT, why it is coming as a number. So that's what I told you. You can write either INT or number. They both are same. So don't get confused. Tanvir, you written INT, why it is showing number. They both are same. Okay. And here you might be thinking it is varchar, why it is coming as varchar2. They both are same. Okay. So this has proved that table has been created. And this DSC means describe. When you're writing DSC employee, you're telling SQL engine that please describe the employee table. You have to understand the meaning of each and every keyword. That's very important. Any questions so far?
So what does this number 38 and 50 mean?
That I will explain. Just give me some time. I will show you with example. Okay.
Okay.
So please ignore it for some time. Okay. Any other question, anyone?
Tanvir, you executed describe employee, but in the below section, in the query section, there's nothing specific to describe, right? So is it?
It is when you're writing describe employee, DSC employee. So you are telling SQL engine that please show me the structure of your employee table. This is the meaning actually. Okay. So that's why engine is showing you the structure of this employee table, that in this employee table, you have these columns and these are the data type. That is what it is showing you here. Have I
Okay,
answered your
describe
question?
employee. Okay, describe employee, you have executed only for that. If you select describe employee and click control enter, or if you execute, we see this table, right?
You will see this structure. Let me show you again. I have cleaned everything, right? Okay. You just have to select it and click on this green button. You could see the structure here. This is the output console. You will see the output here. It is showing you the structure of this table.
Okay.
Here you might be seeing null, so please ignore this as well. You see, we have a separate discussion on this null. Where is that? Null handling. We'll discuss what is null and how to handle it. So please ignore it for the time being. Hope this is clear. Any question?
Sorry, just I have I mean I got to know few basic things, so that's the reason. So how about this select star employee? Will that work for the
I will
same
come
thing,
to
right?
that. I will
No,
come to that. I will.
okay. Okay, thanks.
I will come to, but that is fine. But that will give the data, not the structure. I will come to that after this. We'll discuss that only.
Thanks.
Okay. I think this is okay. This is clear. Now, so far I have just shown you how to create a table and how to see the structure of table, right? The next question is that, okay, fine, then you have created a table. Now, let's insert or store or save data in that table, right? That is the purpose, no? We created a table to store data. So to store data in a table, you have to write insert into employee. If you write insert into employee, the meaning of this is you are telling SQL engine you want to insert some data into the employee table. Okay. Here, this insert is the reserved keyword. Into is the reserved keyword. The moment you will write insert into, SQL engine will understand automatically that, oh, user wants to insert some data. Okay. Then you have to write here values. It means you are telling that what all values you want to insert or what all data you want to insert in this employee table. Then give the bracket. So employee ID was one here, no? This was the employee ID one, and name is John. So one, and then comma, name is John. Now here one important point. Whenever you want to store alphabet, okay, you have to keep that in inverted quotes. You see here, John, I have kept it in inverted quotes. Is this clear? Then department was tech. Again, tech is something alphabet. You have to keep it within inverted quotes. Then salary was, I think, 300. And location was Delhi. Okay. Here the sequence is very important. Employee ID was at the first place here, so this has to be employee. Then employee name, and this has to be employee name. Then department, this has to be department. Sequence matters here. If you change the sequence, the data will not be inserted properly. Okay. Now, give the semicolon, select it, press Control Enter, or you can click on this green button, whatever you want. Let me click. Now see the output here. One row inserted. SQL engine is telling that we have inserted one row or one record. Is this clear? Now you might be thinking that, okay, fine, Tanvir, you have inserted this record, but can you show this? Can you prove it? So to want to check, so if you want to check the data in a table, right? So for that, we have the select keyword. The meaning of select is to display, right? If you're writing select, it means you are telling SQL engine that please display. Now tell me, select will come under reserved keyword or user defined keyword?
Reserved keyword, I believe.
Reserved keyword, correct. And what is the meaning of select? To display. So when you're writing select, engine will understand that, oh, user wants something. Okay. Then write a star here or asterisk. The meaning of a star is you are telling to display all the columns in this table. So select a star from employee. So the meaning of this entire line, select a star from employees, you're telling SQL engine to please display, sorry, all the columns from this employee table. Okay. Now click on this button. Now check the output. You have one John Tech 300 Delhi. So this is what we have inserted here now. So now we could see this at the output console or at the result console. It means this record has been successfully inserted in this employee table. So far we have seen how to create a table, how to check the structure of a table, how to insert data in a table, and how to display data from a table. Now, any questions so far before I proceed further?
Tanvir, I have a question
Hmm.
here.
Yes, please.
Just now you have select star from employee. How many rows at a time we can, I mean, for a data we can display that one? It is showing only one row, right? Different columns, like 4-5 columns. At a time, how many data we can display?
Okay, good question. See, as of now in this table, I have inserted only one record. That is why it is showing me only one record. Now, when you will work in project, it's a very common practice that you'll be having millions of records, 20 million record, 10 million records, and all those things, right? Now, it purely depends on the settings, whatever you have done here. Okay, and that you can do from these tools, and you have the different settings here. Okay. If you want to display only first 100 records or first 1000 records, it will show you those records only. Okay. If you want to display entire record, it can display entire record. You can copy it and you can keep that in an Excel sheet as well, or you can download it as well. So you have all those options available. It's purely based on your request or your demand, whatever you want. Okay. Have you answered? Is this
Yes,
what
yes.
you're asking or something different?
No, that is the one what I asked.
Yeah, so
Thank
it
you.
purely, now here you could see it is showing all rows fetched 1 in 0.008 second because only one record was there. Okay. Now, suppose let's insert one more record. So I will copy this and one very interesting thing about SQL is, like, if any one of you have studied C or Python or Java, so there you have to write everything one by one, right? Here it is not required. Now, suppose I want to insert another record. Maybe I can write this statement here at the last or in the beginning, anywhere. So suppose the new record is 2 and the name is, let's say, Tom, and Tom is working in sales department, salaries 400, and let's say this location is Chennai. Okay. Now select this and run this. Now see, again, one row is inserted. Now, if you want to verify the data, you again execute this, select the star from employee. So what is the meaning of this? Here you are telling SQL engine, please display all the column from the employee table along with the data. So now let me run this. Now see, it is showing you two records because now you have two records. One John Tech 3, this, two Tom, sells 400 Chennai. So far we have studied, we have discussed how to create a table, how to insert data, and how to display data. The very basic of SQL discussion we have so far. Any question? Okay, is this clear so far? Do you think my pace is a little fast, or I have to reduce it, or I'm going very slow? Should I increase the pace? Any suggestion?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fine.
Let me know if you think that I'm going a little bit fast, or maybe if I'm going slow, I will modify it accordingly. Okay. Now the question is, here I'm displaying employee ID, employee name, department, salary, and location. Okay. Now suppose generally salary is a confidential data, right? And suppose my manager told me that Tanveer, please display only employee name, department, and location. Don't display employee ID and salary. Okay. So my manager is telling display only employee name, department, and location. I don't want employee ID and salary because of some reason. Maybe he don't want that. He doesn't want that. Okay. So then you have to write select employee name, comma, department, comma, location. So you see, you can customize it as per your requirement. So when I'm writing this query, I'm telling SQL engine that display only employee name, department, and location. I want only these 3 columns from this employee table. Give a semicolon, select it, and execute it. Now see, it is displaying just employee name, department, and location. So this select is your playground. Your playground means you have full freedom to customize it, to tailor it as per your requirement. Let's say you don't want this all information. You want only employee name. Remove all those things. It will display you only employee. So you are getting only employee. You have full freedom to tailor it. One more thing. Uh, now see, here in this table, I have kept employee name first and then location, no, right? But you see, in select what I'm doing, I'm writing location first and then employee name. So this is also allowed. You have freedom for this as well. You can change the sequence in select. So select is purely your playground. You can write in whatever fashion you want. You can customize it as per your requirement. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall I proceed further? Any question, anyone? You guys are not asking question. Either everything is clear or nothing is clear. I'm a bit confused actually.
Like the question that I'm
Ah.
having is that is location a reserved keyword?
No, don't go with the color coding. Location is not a reserved keyword. Whatever column you will write here, no, those are not the reserved keyword. Those are the user defined. You have full freedom to give any name to the columns. I have written here EMP ID. I can write full employee ID, EMPLOYEE ID. So the column names, table names are the user defined keywords. SQL has given freedom to the users that you can create a table with any name, column with any name, right? So that's where those are the user defined keywords. You might be thinking that then we hear the color is different, right? No, don't go with the color coding. Hope it is clear.
Yes.
Okay. Now same thing. Suppose if you're working on the open source Oracle, same thing you can write here as well. Let me zoom this. See, I will execute it here. Everything will get same. Table is created, right? Now if you want to insert the data. So my recommendation is, because you all are just starting, so don't get into that headache of installing Oracle. You directly start with this. This is means you can start and no need to install, no need to download, okay? Because that installation and download will take time. Okay, so you start with this open source. Even if you're in office, we don't have work, you can practice there. Okay. Now see, so whatever I have written there, no, everything will work here. Now see this data is there, no? Correct? Hope it is clear. You
So
can
is
download
there
from
any
here.
restrictions on this open source website?
No, few
Or-
restrictions are there, but from SQL perspective, there is no restriction. Whatever code I will write there, no, everything will work here.
Okay.
Okay. The dashboard is not that much attractive as compared to this, because here, no, you could see, if you will expand this, you can see what all tables you have, the different indexes, views, and all those things. So this is missing here. But for this course, that is not that much mandatory for you. That is why I'm recommending everyone, because you're just starting, this is new for you. So don't get into that headache of installing and all those things. You start with this. Once you get some good understanding, then if you want, you can install all those things. Okay, you're purely your wish. I'm not stopping you, I'm not restricting you from installing that. Okay,
That's true. Thanks.
fine. Okay, no problem. Let me proceed further. Now let me insert few more records. I will insert 2 more records. This is, let's say, 3, and this is Michael, and this is Tech.
Is it possible to insert multiple records at once?
Yes, that is also possible. I will show you that. And then you might be thinking, because we get this question generally in each and every batch, you might be thinking that Tanvir, okay, fine, here you have few set of records, so you can manually insert. So what about the real-time example, Tanvir? Let's say in Amazon, millions of transactions are happening. So do you think we have to write insert for each and every transaction? No, of course, no. In those scenarios, no, we have a concept of loader that will automatically extract data from your Excel sheet and it will load it. Okay. And this insert task you don't have to do in the project. Okay. This will be taken care by the data engineers or the SQL developers. Even they will not write a number of insert script. There are the loaders who will do this. I'm explaining this because you should know this basics of SQL. Because sometime when you're working as a data analyst, you have to insert some data manually. So you should know these things. Okay. Okay, let me write something like this. Now see, this two script I have created. Now we can run them together. This is also allowed. Okay. Now check the record in this table. Sorry. Now you have this 4 records. Okay. Now if you want to copy, let me copy this. So now this is the data we have in this employee table. Okay. I'm repeating same thing. Please ask question, guys. If you will not ask question, I will not understand how much you understand. Feel free and ask questions. Don't think your question level is simple or intelligent or whatever it may be. Now suppose here, my client is asking that Tanvir, okay, show me the employee details whose employee ID is 1. Okay. He only wants to display the details of the employee whose employee ID is 1. Now, if I'm executing this query, select a star from employee, this will show me the details of all the employees. No, you see, I'm getting the details of all the employees 1, 2, 3, 4. But my client is telling that no, I want the details of employee ID 1 only. Why you are showing all those details? So it means my client is asking me to apply filter. I think you all know about filter. This is a very common term these days, right? So can anyone give me a practical example of filter in your day-to-day life? Come on. I know you all know this. You have to speak up.
Selecting something from the table or something we required from
Tell me from your daily life example. Forget about SQL or database. Tell me from a day-to-day life.
So, like
Where
for
you have
example, selecting one thing from where you have options. Like I have multiple options to
Mhm.
go from place A to place B. Like I can go by two-wheeler, I can go by bus. So
Acha.
selecting one of it,
You are
like you're
filtering
filtering
there.
out the options there and selecting one
Okay.
or multiple.
Okay. Any other thought? Filter. The very common one you guys are not telling me. You
I
all are
didn't get
applying.
your question.
My
No.
question
What
is,
Now,
have you heard about filter?
so Tanvir,
Like the ones on
basically,
social media.
If you are
Social
in,
media. Okay.
if you are in
Then
Amazon, Flipkart, or Myntra, will
good,
filter out men
good,
collection and
good,
t-shirt
good.
collection and size.
This is what I was looking for. Very good example. When you are doing shopping on e-commerce platform, suppose you want to buy a mobile, you apply filter there? You will apply filter, no? I want 6 GB RAM or you want 8 GB RAM, right? Or you will apply filter based on the camera pixel or the display size and all those things, or the brand, correct? You're applying filter there. And then when you will apply filter, it will give you those selected products only which satisfies the filter condition, correct? If you want to buy AC, you will apply filter, no? You want 1 ton, 1.5 ton, or 2 ton, or particular brand, you will apply filter there, and then it will filter out the data and it will give you the remaining products as per the filter condition, correct? So same filter we have in the world of SQL as well, okay? But here that filter is known as where. This where keyword acts as a filter in the world of SQL, okay? So in this query, if I will write where, the SQL engine will understand that, oh, user wants to apply filter. Okay. And this is a reserved keyword. Now, in SQL, you have full freedom to write all these things, whatever I have written in lowercase or uppercase or any case, you have full freedom. Like, see, I have executed this query, line number 27, I got this output. Okay. Now, if I will change this all in, see, everything is in uppercase now. I'm executing. Am I getting the same output? Yes or no? Yes, I'm getting the same output. So you have full freedom. You can write this in lowercase or uppercase. But this is not same in other programming language. Okay, if you have studied Python, you have to be very sensitive with the case. You cannot write something as per your wish. But in SQL, you have this freedom. Okay. Now, so where? So I was talking about where that you have to apply filter. Now tell me, the client requirement was, the client has told me here that Tanvir, I want to check the rate of employee ID 1 only. So now you guys tell me on which column we have to apply filter.
Employee ID.
Employee ID, right? So I will write here employee ID. It means the SQL engine will understand that Tanvir wants to apply filter on the employee ID column. Now, what value you are searching here? 1. So you have to write 1 here and then execute this query. Now tell me, is this the correct output, expected output? Is this what your client was looking for? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So right now we have discussed about the filter in SQL, how to apply filter. So filter, if you want to apply filter, you have to use where keyword. Okay. Now we'll try to understand that how this query is getting executed. You might be thinking that I have just written this query, I executed this query, and I got this output. But internally, what is happening? Let's try to understand a little bit here. Okay. Whenever you will write a query and you click on the execute button, so your SQL engine will first of all check the syntax of your query, whether the syntax is correct or not. Syntax is nothing but the rules and regulations are you following or not. Let's say I have written where employee ID equals 1, right? Now suppose in the same query, let me copy it here. In the same query, suppose if I write from employee after where. So here I am not following the syntax because as per the rule, first of all, you have to write select, then you have to write from, then you have to write where. But here, do you think I am following the rule? No. After select, I have written where, then I have written from. So I'm not following the rule or the syntax here. So when I will execute this query, now see, it is throwing error message, no? Although whatever I have written here, same thing I have written here only. But what I have done, I changed the sequence, right? So that is what I'm not following the syntax here. That's why it has thrown error message. So whenever you execute the query, so first of all, SQL will check, are you following the rules and regulations properly or not? If you're not following the rules and regulations, SQL will not give you the output. It will throw the error message. Is this point clear?
Yes.
And this is known as syntax check. And this error is known as syntax error. This is a very common term in the world of programming, not only in SQL. If you have studied other programming languages as well, you have this syntax error. If you're not following the rules and regulations, which are known as protocols, so you will get a syntax error. Any questions so far, anyone? Okay. Okay, how it is going so far? Are you able to understand? Or you are getting confused? Or you think I'm going fast? Any quick feedback so that I'll modify accordingly.
It's
Is
good.
it's fine so far? Okay.
Yes.
Let me know if something is not clear or if you think my pace is too fast or too slow. Okay. You have, so first of all, the SQL engine will check the syntax of the query. Okay. Now, next thing. In the same query, okay. Now, same query. I'm following the syntax as well. I have select, then from, and then one more thing I want to tell you here. In SQL, you have one more freedom, and these freedoms are not present in other programming language. If anyone is from any other programming language background, I think you can realize it that yes, it happens. In SQL, one more freedom you have. You can break your query in multiple lines. This is also allowed. And generally during this course, you will see I'll be writing query in this format. First of all, I will write select in one line, then from in another line, and then where in another line. Why I do this? Because from this, it will be clear that what I want to display, from which table I want data, what filter condition I want to apply. Okay. This is also allowed. You can write in one line as well. It's purely your wish. There is no restriction on it. Now see, I've written the same code in 3 lines. I'm clicking on this run button. I'm getting the same output now, right? Okay. Now, suppose I removed one E from employee. Now I'm executing this query. What will be the output? Who will tell?
We have an error.
Data form.
It will throw error, right? Okay. Why it will throw error?
It is not able to find that particular table.
Good. SQL engine will tell that Tanvir, what is this table? I could not find it because when we have created this employee table, we have given double E at the end, no? And it has single E only, right? So when I will run this, SQL will throw error message that Tanvir table or view does not exist. So this is known as semantics check. Okay, and this error is known as semantics error. So whenever you execute any query, you think that, okay, I have executed and in a fraction of a second I got the output. But at the back end, lot of thing happens. Lot of processing is done by the SQL engine. So these are the two things I told you. Then parser comes into picture. Then you have query optimizer. Many other stuffs are there, which we will discuss down the line. I hope so far everything is clear. Now, let me close this book. Now, I executed this query, we got this output. Now, suppose the syntax is also correct, semantics is also correct, then what will happen? Now, listen very carefully. You executed this query, you have written select first, then you have written from, then you have written where, right? But actually, what happens? it is not like the SQL engine will start executing query with select and then from and then where. No, it doesn't happen like this. The way the SQL engine executes your query is little bit different. It will start execution with this from keyword will be executed first of all. And that's what I've written here, order of execution. And you don't have to mug up this. Okay. I think during this course, at least 300, 400 times, we will discuss this, or maybe more than that. So you will automatically remember it. Don't try to mug up this. First one is from. So first of all, engine will execute the from keyword. So in this query, engine will pick the from employee. From employee means the SQL engine will understand that, oh, user wants data from the employee table. Okay. So quickly the SQL engine will start searching this employee table in the entire database, and it will find that, oh, this is the employee table, and it will take a copy of it. Okay. Now you have the employee table. Now, after this, so this from employee task is over. It has taken a copy because engine has understood that from this data, from this table, user wants some data. So it has taken a copy of it, and it is the employee table. Now, after from, which keyword will be executed? Now you are left with two reserved keywords, select and where. So which keyword will be executed after from?
Where?
Yes, you could see it is where. So where will be executed after from. So then engine will pick this where keyword. When the engine will come to this where keyword, it will understand that, oh, I have to apply filter. Now the question is on which column? So you have written here employee ID. It means I have to apply filter on the employee ID column. So engine will highlight this, that, oh, this is the column where I have to apply filter. And on this data, I have to apply filter. Now the question is that, okay, you have to apply filter on this employee ID column, but what data you are searching? You are searching for ID 1. So engine will start searching ID 1 in this employee ID column, record wise record. So first record, is this ID 1? Yes, we're searching for ID 1. This is ID 1. So this record will be selected. Now I have a question. You are searching for ID 1. You got ID 1 here itself. So do you think engine will stop here, or it will keep on searching? What do you think?
I think it will stop because we have given the particular number.
Okay.
Yeah, it will keep searching since we have not provided employee ID as unique equal to 1.
Okay. See, I will not go into that index part and all those things as of now, but generally what happens when you have applied a filter that you are searching for ID 1 in the employee ID column, engine has found that ID 1 is present here itself. And we think that it will stop here, but it doesn't happen. Engine will keep on searching. It will check the next record. Do you think this is employee ID 1? No, this is 2. So this record will be rejected. Then engine will go to the next record. This is 3. You are searching for 1. Okay, this will be rejected. This is 4. You are searching for 1. This will also be rejected. Now you might be thinking that then we are searching for employee ID 1. We found it here. So why engine will keep on searching? The reason is there are possibilities that the same employee ID will be present in any other record as well. I will give you one example. Let's take the example of Amazon. You might, in Amazon, you have an option of order section. If you will open the Amazon app now, there's an order section. I'm not sure how many of you have observed it. When you order something, or if you want to see the history, like what all things you have ordered, if you go to that order section, from there you can get it now, right? So Amazon company, they will be having some customer database, right? And in this, they will be having customer ID, customer name, and the products, whatever they have ordered, right? Now, suppose I have a question for you. Suppose if they want to check that what all products, let's say, John has ordered, right? So they will apply a filter, something like this. They will write select star from customer where customer name equals John. They will write something like this, correct? Now, so if they will find the first record as John, do you think they should stop here or they should keep on searching? What do you think? It's possible, no, that John would have ordered other products as well. So if they will stop at the first instance itself, they will get only one product name. But maybe John has ordered 10 products, 50 products, or whatever, maybe in the last 2, 3, 4 years. Are you getting this point, guys? So that is why whenever you apply filter, engine will not stop there. It will keep on searching in the entire set of records. Is this clear? Even if you have millions of records, it will keep on searching till the last record. Is this clear so far?
So if there is a duplicate, that will also be shown, right?
That will also be shown, yes. Okay. Now, where task is over, engine has applied the filter. Its task is over. Now, then which keyword? Select. This is interesting. You have written select, 1 minute. You have written select here at the first instance, but engine will pick it literally at the last, right? So then select will be executed. Now, what is the meaning of select? Select means to display. When the engine will see select, it will understand that, oh, user wants to display something. And then you have written star. It means you are telling to display all the columns. So engine will copy all the columns. And then the record which it has selected. So engine has selected this record. So it will paste it here. And that's why finally this will be the output, and that is what you're getting here. Is this clear that how this query is getting executed by the SQL engine?
Yes.
Yes, no,
Yes.
Yes, Tanvish.
yes, okay. Now, let's say, okay, any question so far? Tell me anything which is not clear to you.
Yeah. So I had one question.
Hmm.
So in the query, if I have two different tables,
Hmm.
so I was getting confused in the SQL order execution because in both the tables I would have mentioned from where select all of these three. So how will that run? Will it finish the first table, extracting the data from first table first, and then go to the second table, or how is the query execution order there?
Okay. That is the case of joins when you have two tables in a query. Okay, generally that is the case of joins or subquery.
Okay.
In that case, what will happen? It will pick the table which is in from, then from joins. So it will pick both the tables at the same time. It is not like the first table it will pick, it will execute it, then it will take the second table. No. That happens when you're dealing with the set operators. Okay, that's a different topic of discussion actually. But generally, when you're dealing with two tables, three tables, or more than that, that's a case of joins. In those scenarios, what happens? The SQL engine will pick all the tables at the same time. Okay, and then it will start executing. Okay.
Okay.
Now, suppose here my client is asking that, okay, fine, Tanvir, you have displayed the employee ID one, this is fine. Now my client is telling that Tanvir, show me all the employee details who are working in tech department. Is the question clear? I repeat, the question is my client is telling me that will show me all the employee details who are working in the tech department. Is the question clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you people have to tell me the query for this. What should I write?
Select star from employee.
Where
Department equal to.
Department equal to tech.
Department equals tech. Okay. This is the query. Let me execute it. This is the query and this is the output. Now, do you think this is correct output?
No, actually, we should get all the tech people.
So, do you think, guys, this is the correct output? Yes or no? Just tell me yes or no.
It is correct.
It is correct. Okay.
No,
see.
no, actually we have one more record related to
Hmm.
tech, so this is not the right.
Okay. Now, see, one thing I want to tell you here. During this course, I'll be teaching you many misconceptions in SQL, and many times it will happen technically your query will be correct, but from business perspective or functionally it will be incorrect. And vice versa will also happen. Functionally query is correct, technically it is incorrect. Then we'll discuss the limitation of keywords. A particular keyword will work here, but it will fail, like average keyword. It will give you the correct average, but in case of null, it will give you incorrect average. Okay, so we'll discuss those things as well. Now, coming to this query. My client has asked me that then will show me the employees who are working in the tech department. Now, forget about SQL, just focus on this employee table. If I will ask you the same question, that tell me the employees who are working in the tech department. Can you tell me employees who are working in the tech department?
John and Michael.
John and Michael, right? John and Michael are working in the tech department, correct? Now, if I will give this output to my client, for sure he will ask this question that Tanvir, you are telling that only John is working in the tech department? But I could see Michael is also working in the tech department. So why you are showing only John? Don't you think client will ask this question? For sure, they will ask this question. And actually, this is the day-to-day task of a data analyst. You have to work very closely with the stakeholder or the client, and they will give their requirement, and then you have to write queries for that, and you have to share the data. That is why for the data analyst job profile, you have to be strong in communication, in presentation as well. Now, here I cannot tell to my client that I don't know why this is happening. I have written this query and this query has given me this output. I don't know what is happening. You cannot tell this, right? Because you're a technical guy. This is your responsibility. Even if you will tell this, the client will tell that, no, I don't care about SQL. It's not my cup of tea. If I know SQL, why I will hire you? I can do all this task on my own, right? So now the question is why this query has given only John in the output, although Michael is also working in the tech department, right? Okay, let's try to do the analysis here. Now tell me which keyword will be executed first in this query? From, right? From will be executed first. So SQL engine will understand that I have to extract data from the employee table. The SQL engine will take a copy of it. Listen very carefully here. From task is done. Then which keyword?
Where?
Where. After from, where keyword will be executed. What is the task of where keyword?
Filter out.
Filter.
Filter the data. So the SQL engine will look into this where keyword. It will understand that, oh, I have to apply filter. On which column you have to apply filter? Department column. So SQL engine will understand that, oh, I have to apply filter on the department column. But what value you have to filter? You have to filter tech. Now, engine will start searching this tech in this entire set of data in the tech column. Now tell me. Now tell me, is this tech which you are searching is same as this tech? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So this record will be selected. Now this is cells you are searching for tech. Selected or rejected?
Rejected.
Rejected. Very good. Now this is tech in this stick are the same?
No.
No.
No, very good. See, remember one thing, you all know passwords are case sensitive, yes or no?
Yeah.
Suppose
Yes.
if my password is Tanveer at 123. Suppose this is my Gmail password. And if I have written like this, do you think I will get access?
No.
No.
Why?
Case sensitive.
Studying little.
Case sensitive.
Yeah.
Here T was supposed to be in uppercase, but I have written in lowercase, right?
Hmm.
We know that the passwords are case sensitive. This is nothing new and not related to any technical discussion. You all know this. Similarly, in the world of SQL, not only in SQL, in all the programming language, the data is case sensitive. Data means John, Tom, Michael, Abdul, Texas, Delhi, Chennai, and all those things. These all are data. These all are case sensitive. SQL is not case sensitive with the reserved keywords or the user defined keywords. It's purely your wish. You write it in uppercase, lowercase, your wish. I have shown you, no? See, this thing, you write it in uppercase or lowercase. These all are reserved keyword, no? You write it in any case, you will get the same output, right? Table of view does not exist. 1 minute. You will get the same output. But as far as data is concerned,
So the data is only case sensitive, right? And if
correct,
it comes to reserved
correct.
keywords and all, we can mention anything, right?
Right. You are right. Reserved keywords, user-defined keywords, you have full freedom. You write in any case. Okay, there's no problem.
जरा खुद
But
हुआ पा बाद में करते गए तो जाप
let me mute everyone. I'm getting some background noise. Okay, but the data is case sensitive. Whatever you are storing in the table, no, that is known as data. It is case sensitive. You are searching for tech which has T in uppercase, ECHR in lowercase. But here this tech, T, ECH, everything is in uppercase. My straight question to you, do you think this tech and this tech are same? Yes or no?
No.
No. That's all. So this record will be selected or rejected?
Rejected.
Reject.
What if it is same?
What if it is same? I didn't get you.
I mean, like if it is same tech and then how to write in a query?
If it is like this,
That will give two
That will
rows.
give both the records?
if it is like this, then it will give both the records and this will be selected.
Okay.
I will show you that example. Just give me a few minutes. Okay. So now this is tech. Okay. So that's why this will be rejected. Is this point clear to everyone? Why this is rejected?
Yes.
Okay. Now next record. This will be selected or rejected. Last one.
Rejected.
Rejected. So where has applied the filter and finally only this record is selected. Now which keyword?
Select.
Select. What is the task of select?
Display.
To display. What you want to display here? The star. Star means what?
All
The columns. So that's why you have to understand the meaning of each and every keyword. The star means all the columns. It means you have to display all the columns along with the record which you have selected. So you have selected only this record, so only this record will be selected, and that is why this is in the output. Got it? Now, suppose I told this story to my client that, sir, that is because I'm able to show only John. So do you know like what client will tell? Client will tell it's your headache, boss. I don't know how the SQL works and data sensitivity and all those things. I want all the output, John and Michael both. Is the requirement of client clear? You cannot escape by giving this excuse that data is case sensitive and that's why I can display only John. Okay, I have a question. Now suppose if I will write this query, this one. Now what will be the output for this query?
We'll get the row of
Michael.
What will you get?
row 3.
Michael?
Yeah.
Why we are getting Michael now, but not Tom, but not John? John is also from tech now.
Data is case sensitive. You mentioned tech.
I mentioned tech all in uppercase.
Yeah.
So I'm getting tech all in uppercase, right?
Yes.
So it means we have to write two separate query, one for this and one for this. Then we can display John and Michael, right? Now,
Yes.
then you can ask a question. Then okay, fine. Tanvir, you are writing two separate queries. But what if we have a new employee? Suppose I have another employee. Let's say we have Rakesh, and he's also in tech. And now suppose this tech is something like this. Okay. And I'm executing it. Okay. So now in the employee table, let me show. Now in the employee table, I have this data. Now tell me, who all are working in tech?
Irrespective of case sensitive, 3 people are working as tech. And
Right. If my client will ask me, display the employees who are working in tech, I have to display John and Michael and Rakesh, right? So if I have written this query, I displayed John. For this query, I have written Michael. So it means again for Rakesh, I have to write a separate query, right?
yes,
Then I have to write this query for Rakesh. Now you guys tell me, I totally understand I can write 3 queries, but do you think this is a good solution? This is a feasible approach?
No.
No.
No, of course no. How many times I have to write query? And if there are millions of records, and this is tech having only 4 characters. Now suppose if someone is from, if we have research team as well. Now you can imagine how many combinations of research with upper and lower we can create. There's not a feasible solution to write separate query for each and every data. Is this story clear so far to everyone? Are you understanding?
yes, Tanvir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now the client will tell me that no, Tanvir, I want a single query, should give me all such employees who are working in tech department. So I'm thinking what to do. So for that, now, I'm very sorry. We have this upper keyword. Okay. So I will write like this. Now, ignore the query. Don't try to understand. I'm getting some background noise. I will mute everyone. If you have any question, you can unmute and you can ask. Now, this is the query. Okay. Now, I'm executing this query, and you people have to tell me that is this the correct output? Correct means expected output.
Yes.
You all agree with this output that this is correct, yes or no?
It is not.
No.
It is not correct
Why?
because we're having Michael as uppercase tech.
No. The question was to display all the employees who are working in tech. From this table, tell me who all are working in tech department. John is working in tech.
John.
Then
Michael.
Michael is working in
Michael.
tech. Then Rakesh is working in tech.
Rakesh.
So have I displayed all these 3 records in the output here?
Yeah, but the fifth
Yeah,
record
it's
seems to be different, right? Wherein all the letters are in small letter.
Where? Which one?
Last one, Rakesh.
No. See. Client has just told me that Tanvir, whoever is working in department tech, whether tech is written in uppercase, lowercase, mixed case, uppercase, whatever it may be, you display that. This is the requirement of client.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
So
yes.
they all are working in tech. It is my responsibility to display all those employees who are working in tech. So John, Michael, and Rakesh are working in tech. Maybe by mistake, someone has written here T in uppercase, here all in uppercase, this tech in lowercase. Okay, so client is not bothered about it. Client is telling Tanvir, whoever is working in tech department, give me the list. This is what client is asking. So as per the requirement of client, do you think this is correct output?
It is correct.
Yes, this is correct, right? So
Yes.
we have solved this with the help of this upper keyword. Is this clear to everyone? Okay. Now the question is how this upper has solved this problem. Now let's try to understand again, but this time I want you people to respond. Which keyword will be executed in this query first?
Um,
From him.
Select
No, not select, from.
From.
From will be executed first. No. See this order of execution. First of all, from will be executed, right? So engine will take a copy of the employee table. Okay. After that, which keyword?
Where?
where
Where. What is the task of where?
upper department equal
filtering.
Filter the data. Where means to filter the data. Now I have a question. On which column you want to filter the data? Tell me this.
Department.
upper department
Department or upper department?
upper department.
Upper department. Here you have to apply filter on the upper department column. Now you might be thinking that Tanvir, where is the upper department column in this employee table? I could not see. Do you have upper department column here?
No.
You don't have, right? So upper department means you have to convert each and every record of this department column in uppercase. This is the meaning of upper department, that convert each and every record of this department column in uppercase. So engine will convert each and every data of this department column in uppercase. So now this is your upper department. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
I repeat, is this clear?
Yes,
Yes,
it
yes,
is.
Tanvir.
Okay, now there is a catch. Please don't think that Tanvir, okay, you are telling that in the department column, whatever is there, it will be converted in uppercase. Yes, it will be converted, but not permanently in this employee table. Don't think that in this employee table permanently it will be converted in uppercase. No, it will happen in the temporary memory. If you want, I will show you this. You check the employee table. Check the department column. Do you think everything is converted in uppercase?
No.
No. So
Okay.
this conversion will be temporary in the temporary memory, in your RAM memory. Is this
So we are
clear?
filtering when we are filtering the data for that instance only that will work.
Correct. Correct. For that instance only it will convert it, but it doesn't have the power to touch the parent table and modify the data. It doesn't have that power. That's why it will take a copy and it will do everything here. So it is like a temporary memory, or you can understand like a kitchen, right? In kitchen, when you cook food, it's your wish, you can cook in any fashion, right? Is this clear so far?
Yes.
Again, I'm getting background noise. Waiting everyone. If you have any question, please unmute. So far, is this clear? I just want 2-3 more minutes. Okay, then we'll stop the session. Is this clear so far?
Yes, yes, Tanvir.
Yes,
So
yes,
Tanvir,
it is.
out of curiosity, so I'm asking,
Hmm.
so can if we type it, I mean, if we use a keyword like lower, it will convert into lower and it will give the data
Course.
same, right?
You're right, sir. You're right. But lower we'll discuss after this, but you are correct. Your understanding is correct. Okay. Now, what you want to search here? Tech, all in uppercase. So now you are searching TECH, tech, all in uppercase in this column. Now engine will search this TECH, tech, all uppercase in this column. So do you think this tech is same as this tech?
Yes.
Selected or rejected?
Select.
Selected. Now this is coming, this you have derived from this record. So literally this record will be selected. Now this is cells, rejected. This is tech, same as this tech. So this will be selected. Now you're deriving this from this record. So this record will be selected. Then this is tech, same. So this will be selected. This you have derived from this record, so this will also be selected. Is this clear?
Yes.
So this has been derived from this. This has been derived from this. This has been derived from this. That is why these three records are selected. And when you will come to the selector star, it means display all the columns. Engine will display all the columns along with the selected records. This.
Can you just show me that executed
Yes.
query?
Yes, let me show you that. And this. This is the output of this query. This one. You want
See,
in that Oracle?
you
Yeah,
use that upper, right? After
Hmm.
applying upper, that Rakesh record text supposed to be displayed with capital letter only, right? Why it is showing small?
No, that is what I'm telling. See, what has happened here? No, this is in the temporary memory. It has not converted this in the parent table. Good question you have asked. This will not touch the parent table. This conversion will happen in the temporary memory.
So that
is
memory
why,
we can't see, right?
that you cannot see. And that is why this output will be not necessarily. Suppose you went in a restaurant, right? And you ordered, suppose, biryani, and the waiter has served to you, right? Can you go into that kitchen and you can see that how those cook and the chefs, they are cooking the biryani? No, you don't have that access. You don't know what is happening at the back end in the kitchen, right? You're just, the food is getting served to you on the dining table, correct? Same thing. This is happening at the back end by the SQL engine, okay? Final output, it will display that to you. And this conversion is happening in the temporary memory. It will convert this in the upper with the upper keyword. And that's what I told you there. That doesn't have the power to touch the parent table and change this to the upper case. If the question is that, Tanvir, when you want to display, I want everything to be in uppercase. That's a different topic of discussion. We can handle it. Okay, but here it will give you data from this table. And here it is, it cannot change this in uppercase. Is this clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
What about others? You all understood this? Yes,
Yes.
no?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
understood.
Okay.
Yes.
If you have understood, I have just one last question. If you've really understood it, give me the answer for this. I'm trying to execute this query. Okay. I used to ask this in interview. What will be the output for this query?
Just the Rakesh column.
Rakesh. Okay, I get same response
No.
when I ask question. Any other thought?
We'll only have the column header and will not have any data.
No data. Okay, any other? Okay, I will not execute this query. Let's analyze this first. Okay, and then I will execute it. I know I'm missing the timelines. Just quickly I will analyze it. First of all, which keyword? Tell me quickly.
From.
From employee. Okay, engine will take a copy, and that's why I'm telling you engine will take a copy. You understood the reason? No, engine will not touch this parent table. Engine will take a copy of it. Okay, then which keyword?
Where?
Where upper department. It means the department column, you have to convert everything in uppercase. Where this conversion will take place? Permanent or temporary?
Temporary.
Temporary. In the kitchen, this conversion will take place. Okay. So it will convert this in the uppercase. Good. Now, what you are searching?
Tech.
Tech in which column?
Department.
No,
Upper
department. Okay, you are searching this tech TECH in lowercase in upper department. Do you have TECH lowercase anywhere here?
No.
No, all the records will be rejected. You agree?
Yes.
Here all the records will be rejected.
Yeah.
Right? So what will be the output? Now you guys tell me.
No records found.
No records. That's all. Let me run this now. Verify this. Do you have any record here?
No.
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 Hope it is clear. So
Yeah.
fine then, I will stop here. Okay, and we'll continue this discussion tomorrow. So it was a demo session today. And we have limited seat already. Many of you have enrolled. Now we will create a separate group, target group, where we will add those participants who are interested to continue. Course fees is 4,000 rupees. So those who are interested, they can connect with me on my personal window. And I think I have shared my contact number here as well. Okay, so here we have contact number as well. You can connect with me if you're interested. So thanks a lot, everyone. Okay, we'll continue the session tomorrow. Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Now, if you have any question, you can ask. Those who wants to drop, you can drop. Yes, please go ahead.
Tanvir, this is Siddiq here. Tanvir, what is the difference between SQL and PLSQL?
Okay. Earlier, when we started the SQL course, we used to teach SQL and PL SQL together, but now we have separated SQL and PL SQL. But your question is, what is the difference? PL SQL is the procedural language. Actually, what happens in SQL, you cannot create loop. You cannot use variable. You cannot create procedures, functions, triggers, right? That is why we have PL SQL. Okay. But PL SQL is mandatory for data engineer and SQL or ETL developer. For profile number 2 and 3, PL SQL is required. For other profiles, PL SQL is not that much mandatory. Okay. Hope I answered your question.
Yeah. As of now, I'm in BPO sector. I'm planning to move to data analyst. So SQL is more than sufficient, right?
SQL is more than sufficient. You see, this we cover in PL SQL, and this is taken care by me only. This is all things we cover in PL SQL. This is for 25 to 30 hours. You see, that is the reason many of you have asked me the question that why your course is for 50 hours. Many other trainers teach it for 20 or 25 hours. You see, just for 1 or 2 queries, we have taken the entire class, right? But that's what we teach each and everything from the internal execution perspective, so that you should feel it, right? It should not be a burden for you. You should feel. Now, I think you can feel this query, that how it is getting executed, right? But that is the reason it takes 45 or 50 hours, maybe sometime more than that. Okay. Any other question?
Apart from this SQL, what else you teach?
Apart from SQL, we have complete data analytics. And if someone wants to learn individual course, so we have SQL, Python, Power BI, Tableau, Advanced Excel, ETL. Okay. We are starting in 3 hours ETL workshop this Sunday, 6 to 9 p.m. IST.
What is the duration for ETL? I mean, like course duration?
ETL, it's approx 30 to 35 hours. Okay, but that is the generic ETL. We cover the generic concepts of ETL there. We're not covering any tool there. Because why we designed the ETL course? Because many folks who are from a non-technical background, they don't know the basics of ETL. And sometime during the interview, the interview will ask you some basic thing about ETL, like what is ETL, what is ELT. See, these all things we cover in ETL. What is ETL? What is ELT? Difference between ETL and ELT, the different layers. Okay, and then the different sources of data, cloud, a little bit about cloud, challenges in ETL, and let me show you a structured and unstructured data, data lake, data warehouse, star schema, Snowflake schema, OLAP, OLTP, right? Dimension table, fact table, and all those things. So that's why we designed this course to cover the basics of ETL, which everyone should know. Data analytics takes 6 months.
Okay.
Okay, this is the brochure for data analytics. We'll roll it out today. So in data analytics, we cover this all SQL, Power BI, Python, and Advanced Excel, and this is the syllabus. SQL, the same thing. These all conceptual questions will be covered. Python is taken care by me. I teach Python, and then when we have one more trainer, Danish sir is there. Power BI is taken care by
Python
Pawan.
will be like basics or like advanced?
No, basic till advanced. We will cover pandas, NumPy, Matplot, all those things. And
what
then
is the duration for data analyst?
Data analyst is 6 months duration.
How much is the fee?
12,000 rupees.
Oh, okay, fine. It will be like Monday to Friday, or how? What is that?
Few of the classes will be Monday to Friday, few are on a weekend. We are giving both the options. Those who are working professionals, they prefer weekend. So you can select any as per your choice.
Monday to Friday means in the morning sessions or
morning is 7 to 9. Morning 7 to 9.
Okay.
Okay, evening generally what happens to the working professionals, so they don't have the cutoff time or sometime, right? If you're working in MNC, you never know at what time you will reach office. So based on that feedback, we have kept it in the early morning 7 to 9. And then we share the recordings and all other stuffs after the class.
After this class, I want to discuss. Can I call you?
Oh, yeah, sure. You can give me a call.
Okay. Okay. Thank you,
So,
Tanvi.
so
Okay.
Tanvi, just a
Hmm.
casual question.
Uh-huh.
So now most of the companies or most of the clients is using which database? I mean, it's as per the requirement, but just you will be having some trend analysis of the databases, right? So which
Now,
is,
good question. I have worked on all these databases, but currently, okay, those who are still having data in on-premise, they are going for Oracle and Microsoft SQL Server. Those who have budget constraint in a project, they're using Postgres because this is open source. They don't have to pay for the license. Okay. And those who want to store data in cloud, they're going for Snowflake. Okay. In my current project, I'm working on a Snowflake. Have I answered your question?
yes, Tanvi.
Okay. But if you know SQL, you can write query in any of this database. If you want, you give it a try today. What all I have covered, you try in any of this database, it will work. Okay.
It will
Any
be
other
same,
question?
right? It will be
Sorry?
same in all the database, right?
Haji, syntax is same. Syntax is same. The internal architecture varies. Okay, how internally it has been designed, it varies little bit. So maybe if you're interested, I can take a separate session. I can tell you the internal architecture, how it works there. For me, actually, throughout my 14 years of journey in all the projects, I have worked on SQL, ETL, and database. Okay, so that's why I got means I learned about the internal working and all those things. And many times when you're working in project, we get issues, okay, escalations, and then the code is not working. So from those as well, we have learned. And all the assignment questions which we'll share with you, those all are based on the real-time project on which we have worked. And all our trainers are working as a data analyst. You see, this is the assignment we have. For each and every topic, we have separate assignment, right? Then we have a separate set of LinkedIn questions for you. We'll share those questions as well. So I used to post questions on LinkedIn as well, right? I think many of you are coming from there. Okay, so all these questions will be shared. Yeah, any other question?
So in this course, are you covering advanced SQL also, like
Yes.
procedures and
No.
PLSQL?
Oh, this is a misconception. Those are not advanced SQL. Those are a part of PLSQL. Okay, that's what I have shown here. Those are a part of PL/SQL. Those things we are not covering here. Those we are covering in a separate PL/SQL batch. We have a separate batch for PL/SQL. We are taking on Saturday, Sunday, morning 8 to 10. That's a different syllabus. Okay, that's what I have shown you here. This is PL/SQL syllabus. We covered this topic in PL/SQL course. Actually, earlier we used to cover this, but what happens now, everything started mixing up. That's why we segregated SQL and PL/SQL. Okay, any other question?
That create we use now for creating table.
Everything will be
What else
shared. All this
can
script will
we
be
use?
shared with you today.
No. What else
Hmm.
can we use it for? What else can we create using the create reserved keyword?
You can create a table, you can create views. Okay, so generally we create tables and views, and then we have CTs, we have temporary tables. So for that, create is not required. Okay, for CT common table expression, we use with keyword. If you want to clone a table, we use create then. Okay.
Also,
Okay,
you will
Tanvir,
use
I will connect with you offline.
Sure.
And I have a meeting now, so I'm
Sure.
going.
You can drop, no issues. Those who want to drop, you can drop. The session is over. We will share the recording and all the scripts with you. And those who have, if you have any question, you can ask. Okay,
all these
fine.
tables would be get saved somewhere, right? So you would have created some database in this Oracle SQL Developer, right? If I'm not wrong.
We will share the recording with you, that how to install it and how to do the setting. Okay, we'll share this with you. We have the recording. It's on our YouTube channel. We will
Okay.
share this. Okay.
All good, all good. Thank you.
No problem. And this is scripts, this Excel workbook, and the recording will be shared with you in that S21 generic group today. But from tomorrow onwards, the classes will be on our separate group. Okay, so fine then, guys. Those who are interested, they can connect with us. We will enroll you. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.